the Versus promo has now been released. However, it's got a little bit of a twist and it hasn't exactly impressed every person. Not everyone is happy with this. It's a little bit weird. We're going to be discussing in this video what pretty much has gone wrong, because in my opinion, what I think most of us were expecting, maybe it is partially the fault of maybe some leakers. The leakers maybe got something wrong. Maybe the communication between the leakers, the EA employees, however the leaks get out, maybe there was something wrong. Whatever it was, there was definitely some miscommunication. It could have also been from EA and the way that they were sort of advertising it, and maybe the sort of way they explained it, or the lack of explanation. Therefore, it led to a lot of people being confused. Some people thought it maybe is a mistake, but it looks like it's been a few hours now. It isn't a mistake. If we go, for example, and take a look at Adama Traore, for example, most people, including myself, believe that today on this SBC, all of the red team, the fire team, that is released today on Friday is going to be 5-star weak foot. We thought that everyone is going to be 5-star weak foot. It doesn't matter who the cards are, whatever. We thought it's going to be 5-star weak foot. Now, partial reasoning for this is, yes, leaks. There was some leaks that were suggesting this. The leaks were describing it this way. Everything was pretty much talking about it and discussing it like this. Now, also, EA Sports did go ahead and share this image. The way they shared this image was on their Instagram. This is the EA Sports official EA Sports FIFA Instagram. It had 300,000 likes. You can go ahead, it's still here. They're not going to delete it. Chelsea are commenting on here. It's a big Instagram post. Now, if you go here, you can see half of the image and then here the other half. And basically, this is just the images together. So if we take a look at this, it says Foot Versus, and we've got Pulisic, 5-star weak foot as the red one and 5-star skill move as the blue one. So this, according to this image, in my opinion, it has me under the impression that all of the red cards are going to be 5-star weak foot, all of the blue cards are going to be 5-star skill moves. However, what EA can actually say is what they intended, what they meant is Pulisic, specifically only Pulisic, his red card is going to be a 5-star weak foot boost, and his skill move and his blue card is going to be a skill move 5-star skill move boost. So that is the difference for Pulisic. The difference in his card, the red and the blue, is 5-star weak foot and 5-star skill move. Now for other cards, it is going to be different. Not necessarily it is going to be weak foot and skill moves. Some players, for example, Adama Traore, we haven't seen his blue card yet. All of the blue cards are going to be released on Monday, but each individual player essentially has got a different reason, a different type of upgrades, and that upgrade doesn't have to be skill move or weak foot. Position changes aren't happening, but clearly with the stats, that is what is different. If we take a look at, for example, some of these SBC cards here, for example, Tagliafico, Everton, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be all about the skill moves and the weak foot. If we take a look at these cards, I haven't actually taken a look. On stream, we were very busy. We were talking about this. I don't believe these guys have got 5 stars anything. If we take a look at Tagliafico, I believe he's just got 3-star, 2-star. And this Tagliafico's got 3-star, 2-star as well, okay? And if you take a look at Everton, assuming Footbin is correct, this is 4-star, 3-star. And 4-star, 3-star. So skill moves and weak foot are not necessarily the only thing that can be compared. Of course, you've got the red Tagliafico is clearly going to be more defensive, and the blue one is clearly more attacking. Everton, the red card is more for passing, more of a playmaker, more of a creative player. And the other one, the blue one, is more of a finisher. He's going to be shooting, he's going to be cutting in, he's going to be scoring goals. So that is pretty much the difference. It's all about actually having, with their, this is going to be Foot Versus player has 2 versions, fire and ice, right? Red and blue, with their own unique permanent upgrade and item type. Now, everyone is going to be having different stats, just like we did see here, just like this Gabriel Jesus, right? It's the same stuff. It's all of the same stuff. But here, oh, this Gabriel Jesus is the blue one, right? So they've already announced what the blue one is going to be. So the blue one's going to have more shooting, less pace. So that is the difference you need to make. You need to choose, do you want Gabriel Gabriel Jesus with more pace, or do you want him with more shooting? That is pretty much the difference. But a lot of people were confused because they thought all of the cards are going to be split in the same way, and it's going to be 5-star weak foot and 5-star skill moves, and those are the choices you're going to have to make, not actually based on the stats. That is not what people thought, or they thought at least it's going to be stats maybe, and also 5-star weak foot, 5-star skills. But this image here, this is just representing specifically for Pulisic what the differences are. So for him, it is of course very nice, but in my opinion, I tweeted this out. In my opinion, this is a form of false advertising, or at least it is a misrepresentation. I don't think it's been represented correctly. Jake said here, what have EA essentially done wrong? Which there is definitely an argument for that. EA Sports technically, right? Technically, they haven't done anything wrong. But if you go ahead, me and Jake had a conversation. Nice guy, known him, he's a long time in the community. So we've basically said here, I assume that it applies to all foot versus cards, and assumptions are always going to be made. Just like when you look at this foot versus image, you're not just assuming Pulisic is the only card part of this promo. So you can also imagine this with, for example, Rashford or Gabriel Jesus, and you're assuming this is going to stay here. I think EA Sports definitely in the future need to have more clarification, even if it was just a small text message here that just said this is specific for just Pulisic cards. This is how Pulisic, what the differences between his cards are, and that would have cleared everything up, and people wouldn't have fallen for that. But obviously there is the whole situation about the leaks, everything like that. So of course it is a little bit messy, but some people were saying as well that they've removed all of the cards from packs and other things like that, but it doesn't look like that is happening now. I think that some people were saying that, but it looks like EA Sports now are not going to be doing that. I don't think it was a mistake. I think this is sort of what EA were planning for, sort of, but they did completely misadvertise it, and the leakers as well. They got the wrong side of the story. So unfortunately, it isn't that crazy of a promo as we expected. In my opinion, what it actually is, if you compare it to last year in FIFA 21, if you're still maybe not having a grasp of it, you don't fully get it, you're like, Elias, I don't understand what's going on, what you're talking about. If you remember these cards from last year, Future Stars, FIFA 21, we had both of these separate versions released, and they were released into packs. So we had this Reece James card, and then we had this Reece James card. So this is pretty much what the promo is, but this is going to be a whole promo. All of these cards are going to be getting a second version. All of these are going to be having a blue version, and they are going to be having different stats. So just like we saw with the Gabriel Jesus, as we can see here, the red one currently has got more pace, the blue one is going to be having shooting, and we are going to see pretty much how much demand there is going to be for each card on the market, whichever price is going to be more. I assume that the pace is probably going to be worth more. I think pace is probably valued a little bit more. I think this Gabriel Jesus red one might be a little bit more worth, might be a little bit more expensive. It could be the blue one though, you never know. With this one, it is quite tight, definitely. But other ones, I think it is going to be a lot clearer, because some people are going to be valuing a lot of one stat and maybe not a lot of one other stat. I think the Pulisic is definitely the red one. I think the 83 shooting, definitely. The blue one is just very generic. I don't think it's that useful. But obviously here, you do have the 5-star skills and the 5-star weak foot to think about with him. But that's Pulisic is the only card that it actually happened to, but Jesus got a skill move upgrade, I believe, by 1. So it's very, very weird, very, very inconsistent, but I think this is the clearest way to look at it. This stuff that we had in FIFA 21, the Future Stars cards, it's pretty much we're getting the same thing. Except this is going to be a full promo team, and that is pretty much it. I do think it is very similar to Rule Breakers. It is essentially Rule Breakers 2.0. That is a little bit of the meme here, but let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this promo. A little bit disappointing, but on Monday we are going to be getting a second version of this, the blue version, and this is going to be all of these players here. It is just going to be a little bit changed, and Gabriel Jesus has already been revealed, his blue card. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.